which level of girls soccer is the highest in the youth soccer system in order to play college soccer? So we recently got a submitted question here from Kristen Willie, and she says, "Hey Zev, long time listener, first time caller. I've been following you for a while now, and I think you have really valuable insight. Blah blah blah. Your commitment to helping kids. Okay, thank you very much. So I have a question for you. As far as college recruiting goes, how would you rank the following programs' leagues in terms of what college scouts look for as being the best? Number one being ECNL 10-month program can't play high school. Number two, ECNL second team 8-month program is allowed to play high school. ECRL GA Rising. I have a 2013 daughter whose dream is to play college soccer one day. Just curious if you have any personal opinions on the best path. I understand it's also the coach's playing time, connection on the field, team dynamics, etc. I just want to support her dream in any capacity I can." So, in simple terms, because I know we're all listening to this via podcast, the order goes like this: ECNL 10 month. Obviously, your girls want to play high school soccer for social reasons. That's totally okay. You can still play college soccer, and you can certainly still play Division One. I would be wrong if I told you that the 10-month one isn't better. The 10-month one is better because high school soccer is a worse level than ECNL. So the 10th month one is the best. So if you're coming from a family where you're like, my daughter loves soccer and wants to play college soccer, that's her dream, then if your program has a 10-month program, that is the better one. That said, I would argue 60 to 70% allow you to play high school soccer, and that won't really hurt your recruiting process. So it's okay on the girls' side. On the boys' side, it hurts your process quite a bit. But on the girls' side, it's okay. After ECNL is Girls Elite Academy, which also allows you to play high school soccer 99% of the time. Girls Elite Academy is very good. There's an argument, certainly, that many Girls Elite Academy teams are better than ECNL teams. When it comes down to what teams are better for your son or daughter, or in your case, your daughter, it's really going to come down to the coach and the club. So like OC Blues has a very good recognition for helping girls play at very high levels. So if you're in a huge club like that, then even if it's a worse ECNL team than a Girls Elite Academy team, you probably should stay with that type of club because they have a very good reputation. Now, it does vary. If you're not playing any minutes, that's a problem. If you don't like your coach, that's a problem. If you don't like the girls, that's a problem. Remember, development is a huge piece. This also matters what year you are. So let's say you're a freshman. Like in this person's case, they're 9 years old, which I love hearing from because it means they're thinking about the process. And the parent here, which is the mother, is just saying, look, I know I need to know this. My daughter doesn't necessarily need to know this, but I need to slightly guide her in the path for her to have the best chance of playing college soccer. So in her case, she's asking, what level should she start to guide her daughter in? And ECNL would be the best. Then you have Girls Elite Academy. Then you have ECNL RL. And then you do have something called, well, we'll keep it simple. Girls Elite Academy is getting better and better as they're having more and more showcases. After that, you have a league called DPL. DPL is still a very good chance to get recruited. I would say 70% of my girls are ECNL players, and then the other 20% are DPL, so I work with all of them. My goal, again, is to help you find the right college for you, not just, I don't care if you go to UCLA or if you end up going to Vassar. I just want you to be happy with wherever it is you pick. So I actually prefer working with students who are having a trouble finding the right school for them versus some super talented girl who's going to go to college no matter what. I want to help those who aren't going to have that opportunity. Or if you are going to get to play college soccer because you're just that good, I do want to make sure you find the right one for you. So we recently had a girl commit to Portland, which is a top 5 school. She was constantly debating which options to pick. So therefore I would love to help her. But if you're like, look, I'm just such a good soccer player, I don't need help, then that's wonderful. Then you'll get to play college soccer. That was not my experience, so I like helping those who actually do want help. Finally, at the end of the question, she basically says, look, she's only 9. She has a fall birthday, so she'll get trapped in that 8th grade spring season. So when it comes down to your age, this is sometimes part of the recruiting process that's out of your control. And ultimately, and so this is where I hope you listen to this far, because this is what I recommended that they do. I wrote back to them and I said, look, the first thing you need to do, regardless of the fact that she's only 9 years old, is collect video. There's a couple reasons for that. One, college coaches would love to see a progression, especially on the girls' side. So boys naturally, and I'm a boy, so naturally I attract more boys. About 60% of the people I work with are boys, 40% are girls, because I'm a boy. So Boys love recording themselves. Boys think about playing for Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Girls also have those notions, but it's not the same as boys. Not to say that's bad or worse, but that's typically the case. Now, girls do dream of playing college soccer while boys don't, which is why girls often have very good grades, particularly the ones I work with, and the boys have less good grades. So, what that means is college coaches on the boys' side are looking for boys with good grades. On the girls' side, everybody has pretty good grades, 3.5s and above. That's pretty typical, especially if you want to play college soccer. However, what girls don't have that boys do have is a showing of this initial passion of how much they love soccer. Not, I love playing with my friends. I'm talking, they watch Premier League every morning. They go and record video of themselves doing free kicks with their friends. They then go play FIFA at night. Now, I'm not saying your daughter needs to go do those things. Certainly doesn't have to play FIFA. But the point is, college soccer coaches on the girls' side want a girl who's in love with the sport, that says, I know what a 4-4-2 is, I know what a 3-5-2 is, my team plays this for these reasons. That comes natural to boys. It's extra impressive if a girl can express those emotions, desires, and video is a great way to do that. So as it happened the other day on my TikTok, if you guys go to my TikTok, College Soccer Guy, there's a girl who's training by herself. And I say, hey, can I come up to you and interview her? And she was going into 9th grade, and I asked her a few questions, and I gave her a few tips. But what really stood out was she was training on her own, and she wasn't recording herself. So the first thing I said was, look, you've got to start recording yourself. The second thing is you have to record yourself with boys. So I'm a college soccer guy. I help you play college soccer. I, of course, also help people play college soccer, boys or girls, and a lot of the time, there'll be a girl that'll come up to me and say, look, I want your help to play college soccer. And I'm going to help them through the recruiting process. And I will tell them, please go find a boys group, whether it's kids playing on their own, a UCLA pickup game, a co-ed game. Go find boys and get video against boys. There's two reasons for that. One, if you're comfortable enough being the only girl, which is probably going to be the case, or one of the only girls, that tells the college coaches, okay, this girl is okay with being different, which means when she has to go do fitness and her friends are not, she's going to. When she has to eat healthy and her friends are not, or going to the mall, she's going to. So it says a lot about your commitment. That's number one. Number two, traditionally speaking, boys are better than girl soccer players. But guess what? Your daughter is very good. She's a high-level girl soccer player. She's not an amateur girl soccer player. She's a youth elite player. She will be better than the boys. And that is huge. And if you look at the Thompson twins, they played at Harvard Westlake, which I used to coach at. They would come and train with the boys, and they not only held their own, they were exceptional amongst the boys, and now they're professional soccer players, okay, because they were better than high school boys. So playing with boys is just, it's a game changer. And then the next thing I told them is, yes, the club aspect is really important. Keep aiming for ECNL, but really find a coach, especially between the ages of 9 to 13. You want to find a coach that's really good. Even if that's, ECNL, DPL, ECNRL level, find a coach that you love that will develop you. Because at this point, between the ages of 9 to 12, it's really about getting better at soccer. 13, it starts to get about exposure. And 14, it's about exposure, 15, exposure. So leading up to that age, it should be about getting better at soccer. And then the final thing is, you should be starting 6th, 7th, 8th grade into those ID camps for middle schoolers specifically. They're often run by the college coaches. They're run by the players. Get into those environments. See what it feels like. As a girls soccer player, you live in the country where soccer is arguably the highest level in the whole world. So those ID camps are not like for boys. Those ID camps sometimes are just like anybody shows up and it's not a very good level. For girls, like, you'll get a mix too. Sometimes it won't be a good level. But if you go to the middle school UCSB ID camp, you're going to have 3 or 4 girls on there who are going to play Division I college soccer. It's going to be very competitive. So get into those environments as soon as you can. Now, some of you may say, I don't think so if you're listening to this probably, but wow, Zev, it's so early, it's so competitive, it's so crazy. Here's what I want to say as a parent. Your son or daughter do not need to know, or your daughter does not need to know about any of this, really. Naturally, they'll ask questions and they'll get to know and they'll know what it means. But the kids don't need to know. They just need to play soccer. And as a parent, you need to gently guide them in going, hey, we're actually going to try out for this team today. It should be fun. And this is why. And it should be a fun environment to challenge yourself. And if your daughter's, nervous or scared, that's very normal. But if they're like, yes, I want to challenge myself to the best, wonderful. But they don't need to know if you're not playing ECNL, you're not going to play Division I soccer. That's they don't need to know that at 9 years old. But as a parent, I would argue, it is your job to be educated on the matter so you can guide them in the correct process to have the best chance. And then, of course, your kids have to lead the way. And 90% of the students that I work with, the kids find me first. So if you're an adult listening to this, that's lovely. I don't necessarily want to work with you unless your kids have listened to me as well. I want a grown up when I talk to them. I want somebody that goes, I want to play college soccer. At 8 years old, I was an adult. I said to my parents, I want to play pro soccer. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. What do I have to do? And I wore 2 pairs of jeans because I thought I would get stronger. I would bring the ball everywhere. I slept with it. I took it to church. I took it to everywhere. Like, that's how obsessed I was. And those are the types of students that I want to work with, because those are the ones that beat the odds. Because you have to think of compounding. Between the ages of 9 to 12, you're going to play more than probably 2 to 3,000 hours of soccer. And if you believe in that 10,000 hours concept, it's a really important time, because you're going to learn the assets that if you started at 14, 15 to do your 10,000 hours, it's going to be not realistic, to be honest. So I want to work with students that are, progressive, or I would say like very, very committed. If you want more help, please give me a call. Links in the description. And if you do have a question, I prefer if you call me, because I can give you nuanced answers. So the best thing is to call. If you just want to ask a question, DM me on Instagram. My username on Instagram is different than my TikTok. My TikTok is College Soccer Guy, and that has almost 200,000 followers. And then my Instagram is Zev Football, which is my first name and then the sport, and that has like 60,000 followers. And from there, you can DM me, and I'm very good. I get back to everybody pretty much. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon.